How's it going, everyone? Data here, and welcome back to Seattle Kraken Franchise Mode, episode number 20, here in the second half now of the 2025-26 regular season, year number 5. In the last one, we were faced with some tough decisions, as out of camp in the preseason, we had players making a case for themselves to be on this team. Most notably, Jesse Ylönen down here, who in the preseason, we didn't think he was even going to be a thought, but in the preseason, he put up 8 points in 7 games, but in the regular season, 2 points and a -3 through 13 games. We've been having some trouble with the bottom 6. We've brought Cole in back into the lineup. He has played 4 games. Chandler Stevenson's doing his best down there. Dylan Gamble's been struggling, but Mason Shaw's back in the lineup as well. So Shaw and Lind are back in, and currently we have Mercer and probably Ylönen out, but Ylönen remains in the lineup because Vinny Trocheck is currently injured, which has moved the lines around a little bit and has Isaac Roseyan now playing second line minutes despite only having a goal and an assist in 13 games with a -3. He has the potential, he has the X factors, he gives this line a +5, so looking forward to seeing what he can do. On defense, Miller Bear, Chalowski Pulak, and Alexander Kozlov with David Jiricek are 2 top prospects on the team. They are getting a +3 on that bottom pair. Goaltending, it's Peyton Hollywood Wilm, backed up by Philip Gustafsson Gustafsson. So, recap there on the season. Coming off of our Stanley Cup championship last year, we are now 7-5-1 to begin the season. As I said, it's episode number 20. We're now in the month of February in the real world, 2022. I would love to, I don't want to rush this series, but I would love to try and get to a new series sooner rather than later. And what I mean by sooner is just not being like the month of June or something in the real world. So that's why in last season I cut the season into 3 episodes by doing the preseason and then part 1, part 2 of the season, resulting in 3 full parts. But today I'd like to go here from game 14 all the way to the end of game number 82. So that's why in the last episode we took into consideration some thoughts regarding some trades, as we'll get into the comments. But just to keep note, we are 7-5-1 at the beginning of this episode through 13 games. We're scoring 2.77, 2.54 against. Our power play sits at 16.7%, and our penalty kill at 83.8. We're yet to really have an opportunity to play with a fully healthy team, as we've been bouncing around with injuries to both the forwards and the defensemen on this team. But with all that being said, let's check out the comments for what we're going to integrate into now this second part of 2025-26. I think a main point of agreement in the comments was the power play. Kevin says power play is really an issue this year. When you look at the power play goals, they all come from the first unit. 3 from McKinnon, important guy for sure. Try to switch up some of the guys in the second unit. I'm not really convinced in Mason Shaw. Maybe even switch Bear and Jiricek, as he's been doing well with 3 power play points, but maybe it'll simulate better that way. Also, Bear was pretty valuable on the power play last season. If you do trade for someone who fits the power play, ideally the second unit. Well said. Continuing on the power play thoughts, Grievous says, I think that the power play needs a depth upgrade, and there needs to be a move soon with forwards. No one in the bottom 6 has stood out, so scratching a few guys and giving the Maloneys and Popovs, our prospects in the AHL of the world, 9-game trials wouldn't hurt to see how they do. I know line fit's a big thing for Data, but if it keeps the 0, move some bottom 6 guys and get a player with X factors who has fallen off a cliff and overall due to old age because they still actually produce. Yeah, not a bad idea. And for that potential forward move, Rocky Mountain Russian says Alex Tuck, who's on the block over in Vegas, would be a good pickup. I would even add Ylönen to the second power play unit, as he had 4 assists in the preseason on the power play. Maybe ride Jake Bean and sit Chalowski a little bit. I like the top 6 and the goaltending. With it only being such a short sample size, it makes it hard to throw things out. But if things do keep going in this direction, bring up some AHLers, as right now, those that you would call up are doing okay, but not great in the AHL. Aiden agrees that Tuck from Vegas would be a good idea if we're looking to add a forward at the deadline. And Vinny says the same thing, starting his comment by saying that he wouldn't be opposed to having Jake Bean play a couple more games to see what he's got. He's been up and down the NHL, AHL, basically a last chance to prove himself to the organization. Although we have prospects in the system, if he can perform to a good potential, then keep him. Otherwise, trade him in a deal. For example, trading him to Vegas with other pieces for Alex Tuch at the trade deadline or earlier, provided they have enough cap space to do so. So taking those thoughts into consideration, I think the major thing, as I mentioned, was fixing or at least make some changes to the power play. I already looked into it a little bit. With Trocheck out, it's still hurting us. I originally had it as Shaw, Beniers, Stevenson, Bear, Suzuki, but I changed it up to be Suzuki, Beniers, Stevenson, Bear, and Rosayan. That was before I read the comments, though, and it was a good point. Ylönen did very well on the power play in the preseason, so it might not be a bad idea to give him power play time here on this second unit. Does give it a -1, but it's not really a big deal in my opinion. I might even consider putting him on the side right there. Maybe he can Matty Beniers can benefit from that. Just because he's a right-handed shot and Suzuki's a left-handed shot. But we'll go with that. The reason I don't want to swap Jiricek and Bear, 0 to -1 is not a big deal, but the first unit would go from a +5 to a 0. So I don't think I want to do that. That's a bit too drastic of a change. So I'm going to keep the defenseman on the power play the same. And there's not much to say aside from that. A potential Alex Tuch deal is very tempting and could very well happen. At the moment, I will go to roster moves and call up Jake Bean to replace Dennis Chalowski, who hasn't been amazing. He's a -4. I'm able to do so because Vinny Trocheck is currently injured, which gives us the ability to call somebody up. As soon as Trocheck is back from injury, just even to a playable extent, we'll have to send Bean or someone else back down. So Bean will play on this second unit with Ryan Pulock. He has 1 assist and is a +3 in 4 games this season. Dennis Chalowski, as I mentioned, -4 with 2 assists through 13 games. Dennis, the chosen one Chalowski, who's back on Seattle in the real world after they reclaimed him back on waivers. Love to see it. Without further ado, let's get this show on the road. We still have we have 69 games to go, I believe. So no need to delay any further. We are on a 2-game losing streak at the moment, unfortunately. 4-1 and 4-1, 2 losses coming at the hands of the Canadiens and Senators respectively. I'm actually going to move Gus out. He was the one who played against the Senators last game. We'll get Peyton Hollywood Wilm back there between the pipes as he is our starter, and we want to roll with him for a little bit, especially now against the Colorado Avalanche, Nathan MacKinnon's old team, who are 7-3-3 at the moment. We're in Colorado, looking to have a statement game here after taking a little bit of time out, getting us a little pep talk from the coach and the GM. Let's see if we can have a little shakeup in the lineup and wake ourselves up. First period, and it is 2-0 for the Kraken. Isaiah Marco opens it up, and Isaac Rosayan on that second line. Let's go. Shots 19-6. Tripling the shots through that first period. 19 shots after 20 minutes of play, 2-0 Kraken. That is exactly what we want to be seeing. Second period now, no scoring. Shots 25-15 in the Kraken's favor. Final 20 minutes to go now. Still up by 2 with big goals coming from the top 6 there. Sharangovich scoring on Peyton Wilm, and then Newhook on the power play just a couple minutes after that. Just like that, it's a 2-2 hockey game, despite the shots being 33-21, and Isaiah Marco on the 33rd shot of the night scores his second goal of this game. 3-2 Kraken, up by 1 with under 5 to go. Will the Avalanche be able to rally back in the final minute now? No. Huge clamping down there defensively. Shots end 37-29. 2 goals from Isaiah Marco, including the game winner, gives him first star honors. Peyton Hollywood Wilm makes 27 saves, and Nathan MacKinnon with 2 big assists against his old team. A big win for the Kraken and just what we needed for morale around here. Now 20 points through 14 games for Nate MacKinnon. So let's keep on rolling now through the calendar. I'm excited to get some simulation done. Barring any stoppages, I'm just going to roll to the end of the month here. Probably we'll go stop and see the game against the Oilers. So what I'm going to do is Peyton Wilm against the Jets, and then we'll do, that's the AHL. And then we'll do Philip Gustafsson against the Minnesota Wild. All right, so Vinny Trocheck now back in the lineup, eligible to play after our last game against the Vancouver Canucks, which was a couple games before the game against Edmonton, I believe. But let's take a quick look at how things are going. Jake Bean, most notably, I'm curious to see. Through 11 games, 1 goal, 1 assist. So what? Was it 4 games they played before? So I think it's 7 games. 1 goal in 7 games and a +1. Is that it? Something like that. I bounced him around from the second pair. I put him down on the third pair even. I moved up Jiricek because he was playing so well. Only other players that we could send down without waivers would be Rosayan, Jiricek. Well, Jiricek's not happening. Kozlov, I don't think that's happening either. So it would probably be Isaac Rosayan, who has a goal and, 3 assists, something like that, since we put him on that second line. I don't know. Nothing super impressive, but I prefer not to send him down. Let's get Cholowski back in here. The only move that I can think of making. No one's going to claim him again. No. We've been having some tough times here in the bottom 6 especially. I put Chandler Stevenson down the 4th line. He was a negative. He still is a negative 12 through 20 games with only 3 points. Although he's getting almost 15 minutes a night, now it's a little less on the 4th line. I don't know what's going on with him. Yurchek's been the only... Like, we're not getting any scoring from our defenseman. That's the issue. 6 points from Miller's okay, but only... Okay, 5 points from Bear now. He scored a couple last game, I suppose. Yurchek has 6 points. Pulak only 1 point. Kozlov 1 point. We're not getting a lot of help from our defenseman, which is hurting us. Let's get Cholowski back in here, though, and Trocheck will be back soon once he is fully healed. But it was a 3-0 shutout victory against the Vancouver Canucks after we beat the Wild 5-4, got shut out 1-0 against the Jets, 3-2 shutout loss against the Predators, 6-1 win against Dallas, and that first game was a 4-1 loss of that last little simulation against the Dallas Stars. So a couple games until this one against the Edmonton Oilers that we wanted to stop and see. Trocheck should be fully healed by the time we get to there, I believe. Draft class, thank you, Amateur Scout. At home against New Jersey Devils. Trocheck is fully healed and ready to go, so we want him back in the lineup ASAP. So with the lines changing up, we'll be back to looking like this. So we'll try rolling like this. Vinny Trocheck back on the normal second line with Schwartz and Tarasenko with the +5. I'm going to bring Dawson Mercer back in the lineup. I don't know if I want to go with Hossein, Suzuki, and Lind with 2 playmakers and a 2-way forward. Dawson Mercer as a sniper might be helpful. Only 1 assist in 9 games. We'll give him a shot. Lind, Shaw, and Stevenson will be the 4th line. If they can't do well defensively with a 4th line like that, then we have bigger issues. Maybe Stevenson's a guy on the way out. I don't know. Dylan Gamble will be a healthy scratch. No points in 17 games played. And Ylönen looking okay with 4 points in 20. Getting better, but if it's him or Mercer, I don't want 3 playmakers on that line. I'd prefer to try out with the sniper combo. Power play will now be a +5 and a +1 with Trocheck back there, so hopefully that'll help out in the power play metrics to boot. And all that to say, we are fully healthy and ready to keep on simulating, except for back spasms for Ethan Bear. Isn't that lovely against the New Jersey Devils? Our top defenseman playing over 25 minutes a night is now out for the next 3 weeks. Okay, so Miller will play with Pulak on the top pair, I suppose. Yurchek and Cholowski can be the second. With Yurchek playing on the right side, and we'll probably go Kozlov and Bean on the 3rd as Jake Bean quickly finds his way back to the NHL. Alrighty, welcome back, Jake Bean. On the bottom pair with Alexander Kozlov, it is a -2, so we're going to keep careful note on that. 11 games, 1 goal, 1 assist, +5. If he starts to dip in the plus-minus, or if he starts affecting Alex Kozlov negatively, I'm going to send him back down and call up Hayden Fleury instead. But we'll roll with the -2 for now, as we don't have much other option, unfortunately. The New Jersey Devils ended up being if you could tell us, 5-4 win, just barely. So here we are now against the 15-6-2 Edmonton Oilers. Always a tough matchup here in EA land, so let's see what we can do with this new lineup. It can never be 100% healthy. First period, 1-1 game. The Chewskins opens up the scoring, and Ryan Suzuki on Olivier Rodrigue ties it up. 1 goal on 1 shot. Hold on. 1 shot in the entire period. 20 minutes of play, they had 1 shot, and it was a goal. Are you serious? That is, I've never seen that before. Shots were what, 17 or 18 to 1? Wow. Second period, thankfully, we're tripling their shots. Isaiah Marco and Matty Benier is getting a couple more. Thank goodness. Shots are 31 to 10, and it's 3-1. It's at least it's in relation. We're tripling their shots and tripling their goals, but now it's 3-2 as Zach Hyman scored a minute and a half into the 3rd. We're up by 1 with just over 10 to go, still more than doubling their shots. But no, Connor McDavid ties it up. 3-3 game, and it's 4-3. Chris Tierney now, 4 goals on 19 shots. Thankfully, Isaiah Marco gets the hat trick. Power play Edmonton. We kill that off. 5 minutes to go. Shots 39 to 21, 40 to 22. They're being... Oh my goodness. Yamamoto wins it, and Philip Gustafson gives up the winner. Isaiah Marco, sorry, I misspoke on the hat trick. I forgot that these 2 silhouettes are not the same people. 2 goals for Isaiah Marco, not a hat trick. And Peyton Wilm allows 4 goals on like 20 shots, and Yamamoto scores the winner on Gustafson with 1 minute and 5 seconds left. We outshoot them 41-25, and we lose 5 for the final. That is sickening. That's what I gotta say about that. That is sickening. What's our record now after that? 12-8-2 in a wild card spot? No, we got to do something. I don't know what's up with the bottom 6. I don't know why they're struggling so badly. I don't know if I need to bring back Adam Lowry. I don't know what's up with Chandler Stevenson, who's been abysmal as well. I wish I could see who... I probably should have checked the box score after that one. But just curious. Like, what's Roseanne, -2, 2 goals, 8 assists now for him. Mercer has 2 goals and an assist in the last 2 games. Okay, that's good at least. What's up on the 4th line here? -5 for Lynn with 1 assist. -1 and 3 assists for Shaw. And -12 with 3 points for Stevenson, as we all know. What happened down here is Bean was a +5, still +5, +3, -6 for Chalowski, +1 for Jiricek, 6 for Pulak, 7 for... I don't know what's happening, man. Let's try Jiricek top pair with Pulak to get a +2, and we'll go Miller, Chalowski, +2 on the second pair. We'll try that out. Peyton Wilm, 920 save percentage. Not blaming him for this, but man, we need to get something going and soon. 4 goals, 13 assists for Jaden Schwartz. Not a lot of goals, but he's still getting the points. Vinny Trocheck with 7 and 14 is a bit odd. Tarasenko is that top line that's carrying, though. Up here with Matty Beniers having 21 points in 22 games. Nathan McKinnon, 32 points in 22 games. And Isaiah Marco has 15 goals and 30 points in 22 games. It's all that first line. So I don't know if we have to look into better bottom 6. I don't know, that Alex Tuch deal needs to happen sooner rather than later. But I will give it a moment to look into it. The team is 14-8-2, so it is odd they want to trade him. Actually, no, it's not odd, because I forgot they have him playing on the 4th line. So I don't know what's up with the if there's some sort of fallout going on there or what, but he's playing on their 4th line right now. He cannot be happy about that. Yeah, offensive line 4. Fits the forward line, fits the penalty kill. Maybe not ideal for the power play, but, you know, 4-star shooting, 87 offensive awareness. I'd be willing to take the risk. 11 points in 24 games and an even +-. Give him a lot more ice time. Swap him with Schwartz maybe on the 2nd line. He becomes the Chandler Stevenson that we wanted to have. I'd be okay with pulling the trigger on this right now if Vegas is okay with it as well. Let's see what kind of value Chandler Stevenson has, because I'm getting kind of sick of these games here. We cannot be so bad. Maybe defensively we got to make a change up as well, but it's tough because all of our defensemen are signed to long-term, and recently Bear, Miller, Pulak all signed long-term. So Stevenson and Tuch not too far off in value. Could we make a good hockey trade here? Do I have some expiring contracts? I love Dennis Chalowski. If you know the series, you know I buzzed for him during the postseason and everything, but he has not been impressive. Can I dump Bean on you if I also give you Chalowski and I can give Hayden Fleury some more minutes, and then I take back a defenseman from you? They have Shillington and Schmidt both on the block, both with 3 years left though. Shillington, let's see what's up with him. Fits all penalty kill, not really ideal. 10 points in 24 games though, offensive defenseman, good for the chemistry. It's Nate Schmidt, 3 years. At the age of 34, I can't do a 3-year deal for him. Kevin Shattenkirk, interesting, but 2 years at that age and overall. Shillington would be the guy, and he's on the block. The thing is, Jake Bean just kills this deal. They would not want to do this with Jake Bean in there. Not in the right city, let alone ballpark. Now if I try with the other way around, it's still the same message back. But let me play around with this. We have 2/3 next season. Let's see what we can do. It's not a necessity to move Jake Bean. It would be nice, but it's not a necessity. Not up to snuff at all. Remove Bean now, and it's quite far off in value. Might have to throw in some sort of prospect here. Maybe Nidamaki, Safronov, 61-18. Him and Safronov, even Yablonski there. Both low elite, but one definitely a lot. 53-18 versus 61-18. So Yablonski, let's see what happens when we toss Yablonski in the deal. A low elite defenseman who was a 5th round pick in 2025. So what does Vegas say now? Trade accepted. Okay. On behalf of the Vegas Golden Knights organization, I accept your trade offer. We'll see you out on the ice. So Chandler Stevenson back to Vegas. And again, unfortunately, an original Seattle Kraken, Dennis, the chosen one, Chalowski, is off to Las Vegas. Unfortunately, you know, with his contract being expiring, we have Sloan Matejchuk coming up. We just got Kozlov and Jiricek. I don't think there was room for him, really. Oh, man, that hurts. But to get Alex Tuch in here, as well as Oliver Shillington, maybe some more offense being driven from the defense, I'm okay with that. So with that now being a done deal, let's fix up these lines. All right, so here we are. Alex Tuch on the 3rd line, Thankfully, he has a fantastic fit throughout the lineup, and he's going to be much happier to be playing second/third middle six as opposed to the fourth line on Vegas there. So currently, we'll start him on the third line. If we put him on the second, it takes away the minus. It goes to a +3 instead of a +5, no biggie, but third line goes to a -1. So Suzuki and Mercer, especially Mercer, been looking good the last couple of games. Let's hope Tuch can add to that. Defensively, we're going to put Shillington on the second pair with Keandre Miller. Bean will continue to play with Kozlov on the third on a short leash again. 1 goal, 1 assist, +5 in 12 games. Hayden Fleury could come at any moment. Special teams will go +5 and 0 now, because instead of going Bean and Shillington, instead of going Bean and Suzuki, I'm going to try Shillington and Suzuki. If it doesn't work out, both offensive defensemen maybe, but again, Bean only has 1 goal, 1 assist. Just because he has the title of offensive defenseman doesn't mean he's actually offensive. So Tuch will play on the second unit with Trocheck and Beniers. On the penalty kill, I'm actually going to keep Tuch. He gives the unit a +1, and he has 4-star defense, so why not give him a try? I'm going to get a quick update just on the metrics there, because we saw the numbers at the beginning of the season. It's only been 9 games since we picked up from after playing 13 games. We now have played 22. 12-8-2 is the record in a wildcard spot. We're scoring more, but still having a bit of trouble defensively at 2.55, 16.7% on the power play, and 84.8% on the penalty kill. The penalty kill has gotten better. Power play seems to be around the same spot. But that being said, it was a big trade. 2 expiring contracts in Stevenson and Chalowski going out with a 3rd-round pick next year and one of our late prospects. We take in the expiring contract of Alex Tuch, 3 more years of Oliver Shillington, and we'll see where we go from there. Maloney back in the lineup in the AHL. That's great. Let's take on the Anaheim Ducks at home now, who are 10-11-1. We're 12-8-2, as previously mentioned. Let's try and get on a little bit of a run now with that change being made. A little spark lit under us. Let's hit it. First period, 0-0 games. Second period, 3-0 Anaheim. Lovely. I don't know what's up with Peyton Wilm these days. Maybe we should have kept him out after he got pulled last game. Okay, all right, we're back in this one. Isaiah Marco cuts the lead to 2 now. Power play opportunity for Seattle. Early in the third, extended power play. Nothing comes from it. We're still down by 2. Isaiah Marco's second of the night. He's been great in these slow sims so far. We're only down by 1 now. We only need 1 more. Under 5 minutes to go. Somebody can get it. Let's see everybody leaving everything out on the ice. 40 seconds. And no one except Isaiah Marco seems to have any passion. Shots end tied at 30. And Chubarov gets first star there. My goodness. I don't know what's going on. We'll go back to Gus next game. I'm going to be swapping the goalies up back and forth on my own as I go through the simulation. I'm not going to keep all of you having to watch me switch the goalies back and forth every game. His stats are good. Stats are good. It's just the last couple games hasn't been great in small, like 3 goals, bang, all at once. 3 goals on 30 shots, not horrible, but 3 goals all at once, we couldn't afford that. So let's start simulating now. We'll give Gus to the Coyotes. If he continues to do well, maybe we'll keep with him against the Canadiens and the next few games after that. But that being said, let's sim until this next back-to-back, which will be against the Ducks and the Flames in about 2.5 weeks. Gus has been doing well. 4-1 win, 2-1 shootout win, 4-1 win. Unfortunately, a 3-2 overtime loss there. Ethan Bear now eligible to come back into the lineup, which means you got to play some merry-go-round games again. This time a forward's going to have to go down because we can't send down Shillington, obviously, after we just got him. I think I might have to risk Elinin on waivers. Would he get claimed? It wouldn't be the worst thing if he got claimed. You can have a fresh start somewhere else. But I don't want to send down Rosean because he's actually, even though there's no waivers for him, he's actually a guy who's playing in our lineup right now every night, 10 points in 27 games. Not horrible. I'd prefer to keep him in our lineup. And Dylan Gambrell, we could probably send him... Horrible play this year with no points in 17 games. He's been amazing the last 2 full NHL seasons. I don't know what's up with him this year, but I don't want to give up on him just yet. So Elinin, I have the least amount of loyalty to you, I guess, is the unfortunate way that I have to put it. So I'm going to put him on waivers, and no one claims him. All right. I will take that. So Ethan Bear still out of the lineup, although it's a playable injury. We'll wait until he's fully healed. 4-2 win against the Flyers. We're going to keep Gus in here. Gus is doing well. The team is molding well to him. I don't know what's going on, but we'll keep with it. Ethan Bear now fully healed. So that being said, I believe it will be Jake Bean who comes out of the lineup. Let's check out his numbers after the last little bit. 2 goals, 1 assist, and a +6 in 19 games. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. Kozlov scored his first career goal. Shillington, what's he done on that second unit so far, on that second pair? 1 assist and a +4 in 7 games. I will take it. 11 points for Andre Miller. 1 goal, 1 assist for Pulak, and 4 goals, 5 assists for Jiricek. Let's get Bear back in here, looking like this. All right, so Ethan Bear back in the lineup. I'm going to try him on the second pair because we're going to keep going with the +2/+2 idea. Jiricek and Pulak seem to be doing well together. For the special teams, Bear is pretty much going to be replacing Shillington on the power play, 4-man power play, all that stuff. So he's filling back in his normal spots there. But what I'm thinking about, Alex Tuch, he has 1 assist through 7 games. This third line, I don't know what's up with it. Ryan Suzuki, maybe he's just not the guy. Mercer, I don't know what. I gotta try mixing something up. I know the first line's been great, but it's my responsibility to try and get things going before it's just, you know, if we rely on that first line top 6 all the time, it's not going to get us through the season. So I want to try the lines looking like this. Bang. So Tuch on the top line with McKinnon and Marco. Second line, Schwartz, Beniers, and Tarasenko. Let's get Beniers off that top line wing and have him playing center. He has the 87 faceoffs, so why not? Trocheck, now I'm going to have to distribute the wealth a little bit here. You're going to play third line center, my man, with Roseyan and Mercer on your wings. Fourth line, Suzuki as fourth line center with Cole Lind and Dylan Gambrell. This is going to be Gambrell's last chance pretty much for this season. Healthy scratches being Shaw, healthy scratches for forwards being Shaw right there. But I'm ready to go to Popov. I'm ready to go to Maloney. I'm ready to look elsewhere, even in trades. If it doesn't work out for Shaw, Gambrell, Roseyan, some of these prospects, Ylönen, I have no problem moving them out because I cannot afford to have the bottom 6 to look like this. I'm giving you Vinny Trocheck. I'm putting Suzuki in a lesser role. I cannot do much more than this. If you cannot excel with all of these supports that I'm giving you, then there's nothing else that I can say for you. So let's try the lines looking like that. I don't think this game against Edmonton counts because it would have already been simulating. But how about that? Our first game with the lines looking as I change them. 7-0 shutout for Gus the Bus as well. Okay. LA Kings get shut out 7-0. Okay. Gus has looked amazing, and that looked to be a big change right there in the little pep in our step. Let's go against the Ducks now on the road. Let's keep the good times rolling. First period, and it's 5-1. It is 5-2-1. It is 5-2-1. Roseyan opens it up with Trocheck as his centerman. Russ comes back. Okay, whatever. McKinnon, bang. Mercer, bang. Tuch, bang. 3 people who were affected. Actually, everyone's been affected by the change. And then Captain Vlad, bang. Why not? McKinnon with his new line mates. Mercer with his new centerman. Tuch on his new line. Okay. Second period. No scoring. 5-1 in the final third period now. Ducks power play. Cool. Trevor Zegras scores. We're still up by 3. I say that cautiously. 10 minutes to go. Shots 31-28. 33-29. 5 minutes left. Power play. Add 1 on the special units? Nope. And we'll call it a dub. 5-2 victory. Shots end up being 40-30 for the Kraken. Nicely done. Corpi Salo came in and saved all 21 shots he faced. Tough night for Johnny Gibson. Alex Tuch, a goal and an assist. His first goal, unless he scored in that 7-0 game as a Kraken. But nonetheless, he is looking good on that first line. Okay. Now we're going to get Peyton Hollywood Wilm back in here. Gus has been amazing. Since we changed to him, I'm not sure. It was against the Coyotes, right? So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, and 1 in those 8 games since we've turned to Gus. 6, 1, and 1. We got to give him a break. We got to get Peyton Wilm in there. But I think we're going back to Gus right after this game against Calgary, barring a crazy performance. Gus, 932 save percentage, 2.06 goals against average. That's bonkers. I'm just curious. Fourth line. Gambrell, any points? No. -3. Suzuki, 3 and 8, -9. Cole Lind scored a goal. -6. Dawson Mercer, there he is. 8 points in 20 games. You just needed the line mates. Okay. And Roseyan, 13 points for him. Very, very nice. I'm not going to touch too much upon points. I'll check them out later. No, I got to hold back. We'll look at them later. Sending this next game against the Flames now at the Scotiabank Saddle Dome. And hold on. A third, a sixth, and Cedric Paquette for a second. You're delusional. It is an 8-1 win. Okay. There's the offense and the defense. What have we been waiting for on Christmas Day, no less? A Christmas miracle, as we have outscored our opponents, what, 13-20-3 in our last 3 games. Quick math. Oh my goodness. The scoring is here. It's a Christmas miracle. I'm going to keep Wilm. 8-1 victory. I'll keep Wilm against an easier opponent. I say that not wanting to jinx anything. Here against the San Jose Sharks, we're 7-2-1 in our last 10. At the Shark Tank, 5-1 win. Okay. Peyton Hollywood Wilm. Not going to do that. No, thank you. But I will... Actually, no. I'll keep Wilm for this last game. And then for the back-to-back coming up, we'll go Wilm and Gus. Avalanche are 15-14-5. We beat them 5-4. Now going up against the Pittsburgh Penguins. Perfect time to give Gus a chance after Wilm let in 4 goals. No hard feelings at all. We just got to change things up. Wilm's looking all right. .919 save percentage and 2.41 goals against average. Don't mind if I do. Now in the 2026 calendar year in Pittsburgh to start things off. It's a 4-3 loss, unfortunately. Now going up against the Capitals. Back to Wilm here, but just say Gus. .928 and 2.22 goals against. No hard feelings to him either. We'll go to Peyton for this game against the Capitals. Then I'll take a quick pause to update the scouting. But 58 points in 35 games for McKinnon. My goodness. In Washington, 2-1 loss. Tough games. We lose back-to-back for the first time in a long time, with both of those coming by 1-goal margins. We're going to keep Peyton in for this game against the Hurricanes, but I will go update the scouting quickly. My bad. My scouts are going until mid-January, not the beginning of January. Still have a couple of weeks. Oh, my goodness. Thank goodness not a big injury. But Isaiah Marco out with a hip pointer for about 3 weeks. Tough. Our top goal scorer, not our top point scorer, but our top goal scorer out now. So let's get Vlad to the top line. You know what? Let's get Dawson Mercer to the second line. Okay. Cole Lynn to the third line. Everyone bumps up 1. And coming in on the fourth line will be the healthy scratch, Mason Shaw. There we go. Welcome back to the fourth line. -2, but gotta do what you gotta do. Also go ahead and replace Marco with other players on like the special teams here. We'll put Beniers to the top pair, the top line there, +5. Suzuki on the line there. Shellington can come on the defense, stuff like that. That's all done. And it ended up being, don't want to do that trade, ended up being a 5-3 loss against the Hurricanes. Yeah, so after all those wins, we take 3 L's in a row. Disappointing. Let's go back to Gus here against the Florida Panthers. I know it's going to hurt now with Marco being out, but we got to adapt. We've been doing extremely well since we made all those line changes. Let's get back to it here. We had a little bit of fun at New Year's, maybe a little bit. Let's get back in the driver's seat and let's continue dominating in the way that we were. We're outscoring 20-3. Now the last 3 games we've been outscored 11-7. So tight games for sure. Now at the BB&T Center in Florida, 4-2 win. We're back on the horse. Very nice. We'll get back to the calendar sim now and go a couple of weeks or so until I want to pause to check out the scouting, but also just give a little stretch here to Gus the Bus, who's been looking all right. Crazy deals coming our way. Not interested in doing those. So it was a 5-3 victory against the Washington Capitals. Very nice. Buffalo Sabres are 13-22-6. We shut them out 3-0. Okay. Arizona Coyotes, now in the future playing at that university with 5,000 seating, where they beat us 4-2. Vancouver Canucks are 24-14-3. One of our rivals, they beat us 4-2. Dallas Stars in Dallas beat us 5-3. Fantastic. And the Nashville Predators, who have a very similar record to ours, we beat them 6-2. Okay, let's go back to Peyton now. I'm going to pause to check the scouting as I said, but restarting against the Toronto Maple Leafs. So we'll pause here, check the scouting as I said, then we'll sim to the game against Vegas and watch that one with Tuck versus Stevenson. But just a moment now to update all of those assignments. All right, scouting's all done. Gus between the pipes. Let's keep on simulating here at home against the Toronto Maple Leafs. Don't want to do these trades of just swapping draft picks. 3-1 loss. Now we're going to take on the San Jose Sharks once again at home before we get ready for a big matchup against Vegas. Let's hope that Gus can... there we go. I was going to have to find some sort of phrase to motivate him, but he just did the job without that. 5-2 victory against San Jose. I'm tempted to keep him in. Okay. Isaiah Marco fully healed. We'll think about that in a second. But after, not a horrible loss, probably 2 goals against and an empty netter against Toronto, and then a nice win, again, 2 goals against San Jose. I think Gus can stay in against Vegas. But that being said, let's fix up the lines to how they should be with Isaiah Marco back on the top line. But Dawson Mercer, hey, 10 goals and 14 points for the rookie. Looking okay on that second line. Third line, Cole Lynn, 6 points, waking up a little. Trocheck, 21. And Hossein, 3 goals, 20 assists. Let's go. That's what we like. Dylan Gambrell, okay, 3 points, waking up just a tad. And Mason Shaw scored a goal himself. That's cool. Okay, well, again, we'll take a moment to look at stats later on, but let's fix up the lines. All right, we're back and fully healed. I'm not sure if we've been fully healed in quite a while now. Marco's back. Bear is back. Gus between the pipes. Almost identical records here. 26-17-3 for the Kraken. 26-17-5 for the Vegas Golden Knights. It's Alex Tuch and Oliver Shillington against Chandler Stevenson and Dennis, the chosen one, Chalowski. Let's do it. First period action, 2-2 game. Toffoli and Puljujarvi open up the scoring with 2 against Gustafsson quick, but Alex Tuch against his old team right less than a minute after Puljujarvi, and then Dawson Mercer on that third line. Let's go. 2-2 game after 20. Second period now, 3-2. Mark Stone puts Vegas ahead. Shots 22-18 for Vegas, and we're down by 1 in this final frame now. Let's see Isaiah Marco coming back perhaps. Of course, there's Chandler Stevenson against his team now, but then Vinny Trocheck on that third line gets us back within 1. It looks like he never left there, and Alex Tuch ties it up with his second of the night. 4-4 game. That first line's firing on all cylinders. Power play now for Seattle. 2 unanswered. Can we make it 3? 3 minutes left in this one. Shots are pretty tight. Minute and a half to go, and we're going to see overtime. Shots 33-30 for Seattle. Stevenson looks like he never left, still in that uniform. 4-4 game with 2 big goals from Trocheck and Tuch. Let's hit it. Overtime in Vegas at T-Mobile Arena. Let's hit it. Ethan Bear just splitting the D, walking straight in. Big kick save. Marco now in the corner. This will be a big win against a big division rival, and we are very close to them in the standings. Nolan Patrick out there leading that first unit. He's coming in now against Nathan MacKinnon over the blue line. Totally just, I don't know what that was from MacKinnon, that he was just repulsed by a magnet across the ice, but good saves there. Bear up to MacKinnon. Is now one-on-one between MacKinnon and Pietrangelo. A couple of moves back and forth. Marco gets the puck. Can't get it through traffic. Bear now in the corner. MacKinnon fishes it out behind the net. In front, one-timer. Slap shot stopped as Marco had a good opportunity, but Kakinen will now hang on. Shillington ready to go. There he is at the point for a nice win. One-timer from a short side angle. Beniers is stopped. Looking for a lane, and he does. He gets it up all the way to Vinny Trocheck. Slips by Willem Karlsson. Shillington all alone. Nice backhand save as Kakinen stood tall. Trocheck, Marco, Shillington, short angle save from Kakinen in front, and Kakinen sprawling out to make another great save here in this overtime period. Toffoli leading the charge back the other way one more time. Schmidt now, that stop, tried to bat it out. Patrick, a bad clearance, and Nolan Patrick will get the winner in overtime with just over 20 seconds left. Oh, that's tough. Good chances for both sides, but the Vegas Golden Knights get the extra point as Nolan Patrick wins it in overtime. Some bad clearance attempts there in front of Gustafsson, unfortunately. Shillington tried to bat it out. Trocheck tried to skate out with it. Patrick just took it off his stick, and that's tough, but we fought hard and we'll take the point. So a tough 5-4 overtime loss there. What a performance from Alex Tuch to score 2 goals against his old team at his old home arena. We're going to go back to Peyton Wilm for a few games now and try to get another little stretch of simulation going. With Peyton Wilm back between the pipes, we'll go Chicago, Boston into the month of February. Have a little bit of a break there. We have 6 days off. Not a lot of back-to-backs come up for a little bit now, so let's just start simulating and see what happens. Blackhawks are 25-23-2. At home, we beat them in the shootout 3-2. We're 3 wins away from 30. Boston Bruins, not sure what happened in that game. I have to go up and check. It's a 5-2 loss. In Buffalo against the Sabres now, who are 17-25-8. We barely beat them 2-1, a narrow victory. 4-2 win there against the New York Islanders. 1 win away from 30 in Detroit, and there it is with a 5-4 win against the Red Wings. Here's a back-to-back against the Maple Leafs. We'll keep Wilm against Toronto in Toronto. And it's a 5-4 loss. Yikes. So we're 30-19-4 now, taking only 20-24-6 Rangers. We're going to go back to Gus for this one. At Madison Square Garden, MacKinnon, man, 83 points in 53 games. What a season he's going to have. Oh, that he's going to end up having in the end as well. 7-3 victory against the Rangers. That's a big, big victory. 30 goals in 54 games now for Nate MacKinnon. I bet Isaiah Marco has even more. Let's get back to the calendar with Peyton Wilm now, getting closer to the trade deadline. But once again, let's go a couple of weeks or so and see what's going on with, not Peyton Wilm, with Philip Gustafsson between the pipes. Head coach can replace that player down in the AHL. Gus back in there against the Blue Jackets now on the road. 7-3 victory. Back-to-back 7-3 wins. Nick Backstrom from St. Louis would be an interesting acquisition, but 2 seconds, a third, and a prospect, I don't think so. Outscoring our opponents 14-6 in the last 2 games there. That's great. Against the Predators, 6-4 victory. So that's 7-7 and 6 goals for, but 3-3 and 4 goals against. 4-3 loss there against the Bruins. Again, 4 goals against. This time we didn't score enough to balance it out. New York Islanders now at home. Sloan in a second for Schmidt, Chalowski, and Carrier. No thank you. Islanders are 34-20-4, and at home we lose another narrow one, 2-1. So I just noticed now Vitaly Popov up to an 81 overall, still listed as a depth forward, but an 81 overall and 41 points in 59 games in the AHL. I'm thinking it might be time to bring him up, especially with Dylan Gambrell. What's up with him? 8 points in 46 games, not horrible. -4. Suzuki 6-15. Cole Lind 9 points in 49 games. The third line though, are they still firing here? Rosean has 30 points in 58 games. Turchek 16-18 and Dawson Mercer 14-11. I don't think we're touching that third line, but I'd be tempted to try and shake something up on the fourth, as plus minuses have not been great. -11 for Ryan Suzuki as well. Man, maybe, yeah, I would not be opposed to that. Dylan Gambrell, so Bean goes down and Dylan Gambrell comes out. Vitaly Popov goes in. So Bean will go down and Vitaly Popov getting the call to come up to the NHL here after 59 games in the AHL. So Gambrell comes out and Popov goes in on that fourth line. He actually has a fantastic line fit on the fourth line. That's great. Faceoffs at a 65, so we'll leave him out, not off the center role, but 5-star puck skills, 5-star defense. He has 89 offensive awareness, 3rd-round pick in 2023. Very excited to see him making his NHL debut. Unfortunately, that's only 4th-line minutes, but it is time to get him in there now after all that he has been doing in the AHL. He's been looking good. Let's see him against the Detroit Red Wings. Unfortunately, the sim did not stop, even though I told it to stop. It stopped 3 days after I told it to, and then went to the AHL. I don't know why it happened. Hello. Great. So 3-2 win. I pressed stop here. It went 1-2, 3 more days. 3-2 shootout win against the Red Wings. Just curious here. Anything from Popov? No, -1 even in that game. But you know what? I'm going to give him... He's not just a 4th-line guy. With those 5-star puck skills, 98 passing, I want to give him special teams time. I gave Ryan Suzuki his time on the power play. He has 19 points on the season, which include only 3 power play points. Let's get Vitaly Popov in there. Very curious to see if he can facilitate some puck movement with those puck skills. I'd be curious to even see him on the penalty kill with those great defensive attributes as well. But now against a tough matchup against the Tampa Bay Lightning, who are 37-20-3. We are second in the Pacific. We're tied with the Canucks. Golden Knights right behind us. We got to get as many wins as possible here. We're 7-3-0 in our last 10. Lightning are 8-2-0. We're at home before we have some Eastern Conference matchups coming up here. First period, it's a quick goal from the Lightning as Kucherov scores just 1 minute and 4 seconds in. 1-0 Tampa after 20. Second period, Nathan MacKinnon ties it back up. 1-1 game, shots are tied. Nathan MacKinnon, second of the night now. Early, just 27 seconds into the third. And Dawson Mercer, there he is. 3-1, Kraken power play. Nothing coming from that one. Another power play opportunity. Nothing from that one either. Tampa, then Seattle back to the power play again. We just can't get anything going in the power play. Very extended power play. Sheesh, nothing coming. We're still up by 2 late in the third period, and Radish scoring late, still a minute left, but Jiricek will add the empty netter, and it's a 4-2 victory for the Kraken. A bit tighter than we would have wanted it to be with all those power play opportunities, but 2 goals from McKinnon, 31 saves from Philip Gustafsson, and 2 assists from Alex Tuck. So we'll take that. Nice victory. That is win number 35 on the season. We'll sim one more game against the Senators, then we'll stop against the Penguins 1 day before the trade deadline, see if we want to do any last-minute shopping. 3-1 victory, very nice. Now is the time where we will pause to quickly take a look at the team as a whole. Don't want to take a deep dive into the team, but just to see who is kind of struggling. Of course, at the top, we've been waiting. I've been holding it off. Here it is. Nathan MacKinnon. My goodness. 98 points in 61 games this season. Just crushing career numbers already, I think. Is that already a career high? His career high of 99 points about to be broken, and it's only taken him 61 games. My goodness. 60 assists, 38 goals. He won't beat his career high of goals of 49, I don't think, but just to say, Isaiah Marco, 65 points in 9 less games, 52 games played for him. He's looking amazing. Matty Beniers, 63 and 61. Tarasenko still got it at the age of 34. Still an 87 overall, 56 points in 61 games. Schwartz, 44 in 59, more of a playmaker this season. Tuck's been great on that top line. He has 29 points and a plus 13 in 39 games. Fantastic to see from him. Only 2 power play points, though. Trocheck 35 and 53, Roseanne with 32 and 61, Dawson Mercer 27 and 50 with the right line mates. He's firing. Shillington, how's he been since he came over? He's been playing second, third pair. 11 points and a plus 12. Absolutely wonderful. Miller, Yurchek, Bear. The tough play, Suzuki, Lynn. It's the bottom. It's the fourth liners. They're having the most trouble. That fourth line. Goaltending, what's up? Gus, 18, 10, and 2 with 2 shutouts, 921 save percentage, 2.41 goals against. Both goalies have played 33 games and have 18 wins. Wilm, 18, 12, and 2 with 3 shutouts, but a 906 save percentage and 2.72 goals against average. So goaltending's been all right. We have Big Ben Bishop as our third goalie as well, if need be. The forward, the top 6 has been amazing. The third line is coming together. It's really that fourth line. Defense has been okay as well. Scoring from Shillington has been nice. But if any move were to be made, it would probably be moving out Mason Shaw. It's tough to think about what's the future going to hold. If Trocheck comes back next season, is he second line center, third line center? I'm not sure what's up, and I don't know if we'd really get a lot from Mason Shaw either. I wouldn't mind just re-signing him and reconsidering a trade later in next offseason. It's not like we're really forced to make a move right now. He does have some value at the moment, which would probably fetch a third-round pick or something of the sort. Third and a fourth, prospect and a fourth. It looks like, third and a fourth would probably be the highest that we could get for Mason Shaw right now. Not a bad deal, getting a third and a fourth for Mason Shaw, but I think we could always do something with him later on. We're not really desperate to make a move right now. I think I'm okay with just moving forward as we are. Nonetheless, I'll take a moment to check the trade blocks on my own to do my due diligence, but I don't think there's going to be anything that we're making a trade for. Maybe an improvement in forward depth. Let me see what we can find. No, nothing really here. The only players that are interesting either come from teams that are too good, they wouldn't actually be selling them, or the rental cost is just way too high. So there's no player I'm really looking at right now. We'll keep our forward depth as whatever, it being Shaw, Maloney, anybody else, and we'll just hope that players will step up if and when needed, as we saw with the Marco injury where players just slotted up. So we'll keep rolling with the team that we have right here through the trade deadline, as we are eager to get this season done and see how we can finish. I'll take a moment to quickly check out how the team is doing on the special teams as well, once we just get through simulating through the trade deadline. Big moves here as the Dallas Stars acquire Kyle Connor from the Jets for Igor Shesterkin, a first-round pick and a prospect. How about that for a trade? 2-1 win there against the Pittsburgh Penguins. Very nice. We are 37, 21, and 4 at the deadline. Currently sitting second in the division, 4 points behind the Edmonton Oilers with a game in hand. The goal scoring has been amazing. We're letting just slightly more, 2.58 as opposed to 2.55 against per game, but our goals for has shot up from like 2.7 to 3.39. Power play has dropped to 15.3, and penalty kill has also dropped a little bit to 83.1. So it's pretty concerning, I do have to say. I'm going to mix up the power play. I think we'll just give up on that +5 and go with whatever sounds best. So how about something like this? I don't know, how about this? We swap Beniers and Tarasenko. We swap Bear and Yurchek. We go, instead of +5-0, it's +2, +3. Why not? Let's try that out. And over on the penalty kill, Alex Tuch doesn't seem to really be helping too much. We've dropped a percent or so. I'm sure he's not hurting it too much, but he's not really helping that much either. Maybe we turn to Vitaly Popov here. I'd be interested to see what he does. He had 91 defensive awareness, 85 shot blocking, 90 stick checking, listed as a two-way forward. Gives that unit a +2. Why not? Let's try it out. So +5, +2 in the penalty kill. It really can't get much better than that. So EA Voodoo Gods, I hope you're listening. Let's keep on simulating, taking on the St. Louis Blues now, who are 20, 33, and 9. Brett Connolly on waivers. Don't think I'm interested in him. 78, 33. Nope, no, thank you. Nathan McKinnon looking for point number 100 in game number 63, and there it is. 6-4 victory and 102 points on the season now. Let's keep on simulating. Keep the same goal. I don't want to change it back every night. Let's just try and keep rolling. 2-1 overtime win. Very nice. Let's try and get in a groove of things here in a calendar simulation. Beautiful 4-0 shutout victory against the Calgary Flames. Tough 5-3 loss there against the not very good San Jose Sharks. Minnesota, we beat them 5-2. 41-22-4 is the record, as we are now number 1 in the Pacific, tied with the Oilers, but above, I suppose, on goals for or winning percentage, whoever it is. Tough 7-2 beatdown against the Ducks. 3-2 overtime loss against the Avalanche. 3-0 shutout bounce back victory against the Kings. We're known to get bounce back shutout victories against them. 5-3 win against the Flames after we shut them out a couple weeks before. Big 6-1 win after losing 7-2 against the Ducks. And St. Louis, we beat them 4-1. Okay, Oilers are above us now, 96-95, but we're 45-23-5. We'll keep the same goaltending against the Coyotes here. 3-2 overtime victory, but now is a good moment to change things up. So Gus was fantastic in that stretch. We're going to go back to Peyton Hollywood Wilm here. Gus has been playing more. It's all about the numbers. If you're doing well, you get the crease. So we'll go Wilm against Chicago and Vancouver, then back to Gus against Vegas. We beat the Hawks 3-2. Very nice. Now taking on the Canucks at home. It's a 5-2 victory. So I'm going to go Gus, but depending on how that game goes, I might keep Wilm, especially considering that Wilm might be our starter in the playoffs. That hasn't been decided yet, so we definitely don't want to have him being too rusty. At home against the Vegas Golden Knights, we are 2 wins away from 50, and it's a tough 3-2 loss. We can't really blame that one on the goaltending. We've gotten to see a lot from Philip Gustafsson. I think we have enough to make a decision on a sample size. So what I like to see more of now is more from Peyton Wilm in these last 5 games of the season, and then we'll be able to make a nice, educated decision on our starter headed into the playoffs. So 5 games left in the season and 2 wins away from 50. Goaltending has been changed up. Peyton Hollywood Wilm between the pipes. 3-2 loss at home against the Jets. St. Louis Blues are 28-40-10. We got shut out 4-0. Fantastic. Exactly what we want to be seeing. 3-1 win against the Philadelphia Flyers. Come on. In the final stretch here, let's wake up a little bit. 5-3 loss. And now we are 1 game left. With 1 game left in the season, we lost 3 in a row, including the game against Vegas, and we've lost 4 of our last 5. Now it all comes down to this game against the Flames at home. They're 32-42-6. They're not making the playoffs. They have nothing to lose. We're 1 point ahead of the Edmonton Oilers, as you can see there on the right. Oilers, 81 games played, 102 points. Us, 81 games played, 103. I think an overtime loss would guarantee us top spot, but we really want to finish first. I believe this. If we finish second, we're playing Vegas in the first round. I really do not want that. Let's really go out there and fight for win number 50 and for another Pacific Division title. Let's go, boys. Game number 82. Looking for that 50th win here against the Calgary Flames. Leave it all on the ice and let's get ready for another postseason. Stanley Cup champion defenders. Let's go. First period, 1-0 Kraken. Alex Tuck. Thank you very much. 1-0 Kraken. Second period now, 3-0. Marco and Roseanne on Hugo Allenfelt. Very, very nice. We're up 3-0, headed into the final 20 minutes. Shots 21-15 in our favor. We've had good luck with the slow sim tonight. Power play goal from Matty Beniers. Love that. The slow sim has been our friend. Kokkonen breaking the shutout there on Wilm. That was about 5 minutes into the third. Vladimir Tarasenko, the captain, adds what may be the last goal of the season, regular season that is. 5-1 Seattle, 5 minutes to go, shots 30-20, and that will be all she wrote. 50 wins on the season. You can hold your heads high, gentlemen. Nice 5-1 win against the Calgary Flames. 3 stars of the night. Isaiah Marco, a goal and an assist. Jaden Schwartz with 3 assists, second star. And Peyton Hollywood Wilm making 23 saves for the win. 5-1 is the final. And we do finish at the top of the Pacific Division with 105 points. Let's check out the team standings. So simming a couple of days forward to get every team playing their 82nd of the season. Edmonton ended up winning their last game, so it's a good thing we won ours. We finished at the top of the Pacific Division with 105 points. In the entire NHL, that was good enough to place us as the 4th best team in the league. Dallas winning the President's Trophy with 49 wins. So Toronto with 3 more wins and a point behind them because of those overtime losses from Dallas. So we finished as the 4th best team, scoring 3.39 goals per game, tied for second best, I believe there. No, tied for third best with the Maple Leafs as well. 2.56 goals against per game, not too shabby. The power play went up to 18.7%, so that's very nice. Closer to the bottom, closer to the top than the bottom, that's for sure. It's still a bit of a middle of the pack team, but we will take that. I'm holding my left stick down as fast as I can, and it takes so slow. And there we are, the Kraken. Penalty kill ended up going up to 86.2. Okay, very nice. That's good enough for fourth best in the NHL. So the special teams definitely working out in the end. At home, on the road, there's our record. We finished the season 6-4-0. But now let's get into what everyone's been waiting for, and that is the individual points. Let's see it. Let's see it. Let's see it. Oh my goodness, 127 points for Nathan MacKinnon, 50 goals, he heard me. He went on a tear in those last, 20 games or so. A new career high in goals, assists, and points, beating the 49 goals, beating the 99 points, scoring his 1,000th point this season as well. Take a bow, Nathan MacKinnon, in his third season with the Kraken. 80, 97, and now 127 points. A plus 48, took over 300 shots, 27 power play points. What a year. 50 goals and 77 assists. Can't wait to see how that ranks him in the entire NHL, but take a bow, my friend. Isaiah Marco, in his sophomore season, scores 44 goals and 92 points. Only 3 more goals than last season, but getting much more involved in the offense this year. 92 points, a plus 43. Almost 1 in every 5 shots going in. What a year for the sophomore. Matty Beniers, another point per game plus season. 83 in 82. 3 consecutive seasons of over point per game. 25 goals, lower on the goal end, but 58 assists, especially going into that second line centerman role. He was great for dishing out the puck. Great year for Matty Beniers. Vladimir Tarasenko, 72 points. Turning back the clock, he still got it. Better than last season even, where he scored 61 and 78. 72-point season. The most goals since 2022-23 with 31. A great season from our 34-year-old captain. Amazing stuff. Alex Tuch played 84 games on the year, and with us, scored 46 points in 60 games and was a plus 20. We may have to keep Alex Tuch around. What a great season from him. Good acquisition. Much better than Chandler Stevenson, that's for sure. And he did a great job on that top line. Amazing stuff. Yes. James Schwartz slowed down a little bit, especially on that third line. 57 points in 80 games. He's okay. He's allowed to slow down a little bit after the role that he had in our Stanley Cup last season. Definitely, 33 now. Overall is going to continue to sag a little bit. And that's kind of the same story for Vinny Trocheck, who now, he played 74 games. He's down to an 86 overall, and he was pretty consistently in that high 60, low 70s. I know he missed 8 games, but, he's still up there for the goals, but I guess just not the same players to pass to on that third line. 47 points in 74 games. I think it's more the line mates than him, as he still put the puck in the back of the net. His most goals since 2022-23, just not as many players to pass to. So I won't really blame him for that there. But his line mates did do well. Isaac Roseyan, 38 points, and he played all 82 games on the season, had 31 assists. Dawson Mercer played 71 games, and he scored 32 points with 16 goals. Those rookies ended up coming through in the second half of the year when we moved them up to the third line with Vinny Trocheck. That line change was pivotal. Ryan Suzuki, 31-point season in 82 games. Similar to last season, I believe. Yeah, higher than last season, but 10 more games played. Less ice time as well, I believe. Even more than last season. He was getting power play time. Yeah, it was a bit of a disappointment from Ryan Suzuki. Keandre Miller, 26 points and a plus 20. Very nice. Oliver Shillington, since he came over from Vegas in that deal, he scored 14 points and was a plus 15 in 60 games. Very nice, especially comparatively to Dennis, the Chosen One, Chalowski. Unfortunately, he did very well in that third deep pair. Very, very happy to see that. David Jiricek, 23 points and a plus 16 in his sophomore season as well. Very nice, improving on last season. Great to see that. Ethan Bear, 18 points and a plus 15 in 74 games. Cole Lind, 14 points and -3 in 73 games. Not very impressive, unfortunately, especially after what he had shown us the last 2 years. So, it's not great. Ryan Pulak, 13 points and a plus 15. Alexander Kozlov in his rookie season scored 10 points and was a plus 18 in 78 games played, so well done to him. Dylan Gambrell, 8 points, -4 in 46 games. Again, not typical. Vitaly Popov, in those 24 games that he played, scored 8 points and was a plus 3. That would have been on pace for 27.3 points. So you know what, 27-point season, that's what he's on pace for. Not bad for a rookie. 8 points in 24 games. Looking forward to seeing more from him next season. Mason Shaw, 4 points, -2 in 31. Was not impressed, especially, again, after last season when he scored 33 in 82. Not too great. I don't know if he's going to come back next year. Goaltending, let's see it now. Philip Gustafsson ended up playing 47 games. Was not expecting that. He went 28, 13, and 3 with 4 shutouts, a .922 save percentage, and 2.39 goals against average. I think he's our starter in the playoffs. Peyton Wilm in 40 games went 22, 15, and 2 with 3 shutouts, .906 save percentage, 2.69 goals against average. Big Ben Bishop did not play a single game, so we can always go to him, but keep in mind that Gus is most likely the starter, I would say. Now, looking at the entire NHL, did Nate McKinnon do enough to win the Art Ross and or the Rocket Richard? Let's see it. And he is far above anyone else. Connor McDavid, 31 points behind Nathan McKinnon. So to win the Art Ross by a margin of 31 points, I don't know when the last time a margin was that big. Rocket Richard goes to Brad Marchand. What? 82 overall, scores 52 goals out of nowhere. Wow, okay, well, good for him. But just to say, what a season from Nate McKinnon. Easy Art Ross there. McDavid and Aho both tied with 96 in second place. Draisaitl, Pasternak, Isaiah Marco up there. Alex Ovechkin at the age of 40, still getting it done with 43 goals and 91 points. Going through some of the names that we see here at the top. Rupe Hintz, 83 points. Well, how about that? Scheifele, Marner, Kopitar still got it. Thomas Hertl, Patrick Laine, Newhook, Zegras, Nate Chass, Stone, Panarin, and down the list we go. Sidney Crosby still got it as well. Going to rookie skaters now. Interested to see that. It is Theo Rachette. How about that? A real rookie. 24 years of age with Le Canadien Montréal, of course. A good French boy. 64-point season from him. Well done. Ted Palin, Francois Poirier, Ilya Chubarov, a lot of creative players there. Jacob Perrault, there's a real one. But it looks like Theo Rachette will be the recipient of the Calder Memorial. That's nice to see. Rookie goalies out here. Hunter Jones, Minnesota Wild franchise mode legend. Yeah. I don't know about legend, but he was a part of it. Goaltending in the entire NHL. Mackenzie Blackwood had 43 wins in 72 games played. How about that for a season? Kakinen, 39. Shesterkin, 39. Nedeljkovic, also 39. Yaroslav Askarov, now up to an 89 overall at the age of 23 with a 37-win season. And Chris Drieger, former backup of the Kraken, goes 35, 25, and 6 with the Boston Bruins at an 84 overall. Former Kraken starter Philip Grubauer, 33, 25, and 8 with the Ottawa Senators, also at an 84 overall. And there we go down the list there. I don't think there's too many old players to go check out this season, but definitely got to see Chandler Stevenson and Dennis Cholowski over on the Vegas Golden Knights. What happened to them in the end? No, I'm not seeing them here. I think they may have gotten traded. It's possible. They were on the trade block. Yeah, I suppose that Stevenson and Cholowski did not work out on Vegas, ended up getting traded. Let's go find out where they went. So I'm not sure what the trades were, but Chandler Stevenson ended up finding himself traded to the Tampa Bay Lightning. And let's see what his season totals were. So with Vegas, he ended up scoring 14 points and was a -9 in 40 games. Nothing special. But then with Tampa Bay, he woke up a little bit. 12 points and a +5 in 19 games for a season total of, 29 points and -16 through 81 games. Now, over on the Carolina Hurricanes is where Dennis Cholowski was traded to. Not sure what the deal was there. And he finds himself in the AHL right now as well. So checking out his numbers, let's see what his season was like. On Vegas, he scored 8 points and was a +4 in 36 games. And in the AHL, he was a -6 with 13 points in 19 games. So an up and down season for Dennis Cholowski, and the same for Chandler Stevenson as he was packing his bags and getting on a couple planes here and there, but definitely found his way with the Lightning. So that's just about it there. Let's see who our opponent is going to be in round number 1. Our Stanley Cup defense in the Year 5 playoffs will begin against the Colorado Avalanche. All right, the 43-30-9 Avalanche are taking on the Kraken after winning the Art Ross in authoritative fashion. Nathan MacKinnon playing against his old team that drafted him first overall many moons ago. On the Avalanche now in 2026, we have a first line of Peyton Baines, third overall pick in 2024, Alex Newhook and Mikko Rantanen. Second line of Landeskog, Sharangovich, and Bertuzzi. Third line, Fabry, Jost, and Pinto. Mateos, Stevens, and Blake Lizotte on the fourth. Defensively, Samuel Girard and Cale Makar, Ristolainen and Byram. Great defensive pairings there. And Samrukov and Hutton on third. Between the pipes, they have Connor Hellebuck, 91 overall, backed up by Taylor Gauthier. Kajula, Gustafson, Cormier as the scratches. Kajula out due to injury. So it won't be an easy first round, ladies and gentlemen. I do not think so. But we had a great season here in Seattle, and we are ready to wrap it up there. Keep in mind that in next episode and into the offseason, we can begin to think about some extensions. Not sure what's going to happen with our center depth. Do we bring Trocheck back? Do we want to bring Alex Tuch back? Jane Schwartz, Ryan Suzuki, Mason Shaw. A lot of questions here for us, as we could get Trocheck in the upper 5s to 6 million. Tuch would probably cost in the lower 5s, upper 4s. Jaden Schwartz would probably round something in the upper, lower 4s or so. Just eyeballing that 85%. So keep that in mind, but we're going to wrap it up there. It was a long one as we got through this entire season. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, be sure to leave a like. And if you haven't already, consider subscribing as well. We'd love to have you join as a part of the team here on the channel. NHL 22 Seattle Kraken franchise mode that we always need as much help as possible with your thoughts being left down here in the YouTube comments or over on the Discord server, link in the description. We also have our FIFA 22 Arsenal Career Mode series. Lots of various data casts coming out recently talking about the Blackhawks debacle and the Dominic Duchamp, Martin St. Louis hiring. All videos that you'll be made aware of with a subscription. It's free, it won't hurt, and we would love to have you join the team, both here on YouTube and even in that Discord server. But with all that said, what a crazy season in Seattle. Nathan MacKinnon, take a bow. Alex Tuch, the line changes, the acquisitions, I think it ended up being an okay season. We took what was going downhill fast and we made something very nice out of it. We are Pacific Division champions and we're looking to defend our Stanley Cup championship and go back to back. So thank you so much once again for taking the time to watch, and I will see you in the next one.